General R.M. Daya Ratnayake is a former senior Sri Lanka Army officer. He was the 20th Commander of the Sri Lanka Army and is the current Secretary to the Ministry of Industries and former Chairman, Sri Lanka Ports Authority. He was educated at Maliyadeva College, Kurunegala. Upon commissioning as a second lieutenant, he followed numerous military courses in Sri Lanka as well as in foreign countries like India, UK and USA. He also graduated from Defence Service Command and Staff College, Bangladesh, National Defence University, China, and Army Intelligence School, Fort Huachuca, Arizona, USA. He started his military career as an officer cadet in 1918 and commissioned as a second lieutenant in 1981 in the Sri Lanka Light Infantry Regiment. He served immensely towards Sri Lanka Army while holding various notable appointments. On 1st of August 2013, he became the 20th Commander of the Sri Lanka Army and promoted to the post of a Lieutenant General simultaneously. He was appointed Chairman, Sri Lanka Ports Authority in 2019 by President Gotabaya Rajapaksa, and in 2021 he was appointed Secretary to the Ministry of Industries. He got many awards including Veera Vikrama Vibhushane, Rana Vikrama Padakkama, Rana Sura Padakkama, Uttama Seva Padakkama and Deshaputra Padakkama. He has been recognized as the most decorated officer to have been made the commander.
Good afternoon, sir. To start off the interview, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Thank you for the opportunity, Pata. I'm General Daya Ratnayake. I'm from Kurunegala, Maliyadeva College. I joined the army long time ago in 1980 and came up to came through the ranks and became the Chief of Army Commander in 2013 and till 2015 I was the Army Commander. Then 2020 January I took over as the Chairman Ports Authority. Then mid last year, about 6 months back, I took over the post of Secretary at the Ministry of Industries. And that is where I am now.
Yes. Okay, thank you, sir. So what exactly made you come to the decision to join the Sri Lankan Armed Forces?
I liked it. That was my passion. And from my small days, very small days onwards, I had the liking towards military. I don't know how it came to me, and I've heard of stories as a schoolboy, like very small, like you people. So since then I had a liking towards joining the armed forces, or army actually. Then none of my family members know the relations, close relations in the army that time, but I liked it. So then I worked towards achieving my objective and worked towards it and did sports and got myself ready. And at the time that I went for the interview, there was no problem. I was a national athlete, a national sportsman. Then no problem. I was one of the top people who got selected. Out of 18,000 applicants, only 35 were recruited as officer cadets in 1979, and I joined the army in 1980 after going through the process of those interviews and so on. So I had a liking and I worked towards it and I achieved it. Many people don't achieve their kind of objectives when they have a choice of joining a military or anything. And they not, but I'm a very happy man because I wanted to be an army officer. I reached to the top and very happy. Yes, goodbye.
I see. So, sir, joining the army, it's a very strict process, is it not?
Yes, it is very strict, very challenging, very competitive. So I won. I was almost the first to be selected in the list. Yes.
So, sir, in that regard, what were your perceptions of army life and the workings of the military service before you joined, and after you joined, did those views in any way change?
Yes, actually, during the time that I joined, I had the liking and I had my perception. So, army was one of the toughest and good, so adventurous, and we did not have a war during that time. So, this was a place where you had a lot of glamour, glory, so all that. So, and also, and I had what we knew about the military that time. It was a very good place for sports. So there was a lot of sportsmen from the armed forces. I was an athlete, I told you, and so almost all the top athletes during that time was in the army. Mr. W. Vimaladas, Premachandra, Dharmasekara, Newton Pereira, they were the Asian gold medal champions in 400 meter relay. So likewise, so a lot of options. So all those factors probably have affected my thinking. And I had a liking and I had a very good perception about military, the discipline and all that stuff. So after coming in, yes, those beliefs were somewhat confirmed, and it's a discipline, outfit, and you have glamour, glory, and all that adventure. Everything is there. So later I realized that army is the place where any other thing, there's so many places I got, and I was called to the private sector. So many companies called me because I was quite a popular sportsman during that time. So, and so many companies, not like nowadays, came and they were trying to recruit me into the private sector companies, leading companies. But still, I did not go join them. Later, I realized any other organization, company, or institution could have given me a job. But what I understand, Army really gave me a life. So it's that's the difference. Yeah.
Sir, your journey through the Sri Lankan Armed Forces is long, and I'm sure it's filled with many stories and experiences that made you who you are today. How exactly did your time in the service affect you and develop you as an individual?
Yes, Army, initially the training system make you to recruit you for your attitude, not for your skill or knowledge or anything, your attitude, basically in the military. Later we realized that Army recruit people for attitude. And then, so with that I joined, and I had been very positive. So whatever experiences that we went through, and we enjoyed it. So that Army life basically groom us to be. Initially, they groom based on five fundamentals, five fundamental pillars called first the character. They develop your character, then they develop your competency, then the military training develop your, encourage, or they develop your courage, then your comradeship, your brotherhood, that comradeship they develop. And also, they consider the culture of a country as one of the major pillars in developing Army officers. So, based on those fundamentals, we were groomed to be officers. And so, through that, I developed my personality, then our character. So, taking challenge, facing any challenge without any hesitance, fear. So all that really the military developed in us. So when the country wanted our service, we were there to give that. And most dangerous terrorist organization we have overcome. The biggest challenge that the contemporary history of our country has faced, we have come forward and we have done it, and we have overcome it. So I have faced a lot of challenges. I have been shot at and got to landmines, many challenges. So in those circumstances, had the courage and guts and the confidence and the character to overcome those. So all those things were being built in us by the military. So that's how we came up to this level. So I'm happy, and the perception that I had before joining the army, and that really confirmed by being in the army and doing things. And after all, once again, I can tell you, the army will give anybody a very good life and not a job.
Thank you, sir. Sir, in your experience in the armed forces, were there any special individuals or notable events that ultimately affected you very deeply?
Yes, the army system is such that our senior officers and our leadership is demonstrated through examples. So, exemplary leaders that we have. So, people like General Daya Ratnayake, General Vimal Ratna. So, those are characters, those are top leaders, basically, we were looking for. And likewise, there were a large number of officers and senior officers, junior officers. So they're full of characters in the military. So likewise, internationally also we have seen people work together with people as senior officers. So all of them gave us a lot of guidelines. By looking at their character, their way of life, we learned a lot. So likewise, there's so many senior officers who exemplary characters where we learn a lot from them. Yes.
Thank you, sir. Sir, you once served as the chairman of the Sri Lankan Ports Authority, and then just last year, you were named as the Secretary of Industries. So, sir, can you tell us a bit about your journey in the Sri Lankan civil service and your experiences there?
Yeah, that's a very good experience. And I was in the military. Military is a place where you have the structured system and so on, and somewhat easier to work within the military. But when it comes to the civil sector, it's not that disciplined or not that structured well. So, but the military officers, when we reached to the level that I got the opportunity of reaching, when you come up to that level, getting into any field and working is basically not a serious problem, because when you come on top for any organization's management and the conceptual level management is almost the same, whether you're the armed forces or any other organization or any other institution. So being military officers, we are groomed to handle any situation, any challenge. So those experiences helped me a lot in managing affairs in the Ports Authority. That's very complex organization like the military, the Port Authority also. There are a large number of local, international, regional players getting involved. So I really enjoyed it when you were a lot of challenges, a lot of happenings in that place. On a daily basis, you face new challenges. So I liked it. So over and above that, we got COVID also coming in. So that also made our challenge more challenging. So really, a military officer, when he gets more and more challenges, they enjoy it. We enjoy it well. So likewise, so this working in the port was really encouraging and enjoyment and happy, the challenge. Then coming into the military as a secretary is more of an administrative job and a lot of policy making, policy formulations. And that is also the Ministry of Industry is one of the major pillars in our economy. And we are developing now, we were the second in the economy of the second contributor. The first is the service sector, the second is the manufacturing sector. The manufacturing sector comes under us as the Ministry of Industry. So we want to be the first pillar of our national economy. So we are working towards it. So very challenging again with this challenges of COVID, challenge of countries' economic challenges, the dollar challenge, lack of dollars for import, especially for imports. So with these, I told you that when we face more challenges, we enjoy it. So it's also a place where now a lot of new happenings, new beginnings, and so many people starting new industries, new businesses. So with that, a lot of activities taking place here. When there are more and more activities, challenges, we enjoy it. So I'm enjoying here as well. So it's a very good experience. Here also in the Ministry of Industries. Yes.
Thank you, sir. I think that I agree with every single individual when I say that we as a free and fair society, if there is one ideal we must aspire to, it is to create a society where all individuals, regardless of things like race, religion, etc., could live together and coexist together without fear of discrimination or conflict. So, sir, what does that ideal mean to you as a veteran as we approach our 74th Independence Day?
Yeah, this is something that we have to work towards achieving it. You will not have always the ideas that you got in your expectations. So we got to work towards it. Especially in a democracy, when you're working in a country, when you're working, and when you have other races, other religious beliefs, and people with a lot of different beliefs living together, you got to have that disciplines. People have different views and opinions. So when you are living in a society where we must understand, we have to develop this respecting each other's opinions and beliefs. So for me, as being a soldier, it's not a serious issue, and we always, I think, had that discipline of respecting other people, gender, or whatever the differences. You take it as it is. So without any problem, I enjoyed. Actually, we have to work towards achieving it in Sri Lanka. We had some issues. We had some problems in the country. So, so understanding all that, we have to work towards achieving what you just mentioned. That society where we all respect each other. That is something that we got to achieve, and we have to work towards it in achieving it as a country.
So what role do you think the Sri Lankan armed forces play in moving this country further towards that ideal society?
Yeah, our military, of course, have gone beyond their normal call of duty and done so much to bring in the society together. When society was divided and fighting each other, the military walked in and completely eradicated those challenges and united the country. And everyone now can work in the country under one flag wherever you go. So it is up to the civil society and the government to work towards this. And military has always been helpful to the government and the civil society. Whenever there were challenges, military has always gone beyond the normal call of duty, like in the COVID situation we have come up. So likewise, whenever there is an issue beyond the capacity, capability of the civil society, military has walked in and settled those issues for the last, 3 years of independence. And similarly, in the future also, military will come and help like that. So I am being a military officer, I always like to see the entire society working towards, entire education system is working towards doing it, all other elements in the country working towards achieving a common goal of what you just mentioned. To achieve, we all have to work towards it, and all elements of national power should transform into such a capability, and we have to together achieve it.
Thank you, sir. Now, for one last question before we conclude this interview. Sir, is there anything you'd like to tell the audience?
Yes, this is a challenging moment in our history, in our country, and we are facing the 73rd independence. Then at this moment here, we have to once again think that we are a country with a lot of resources. Especially we have very educated, very innovative, very skillful human resource here in this country. we are located right in the center of the world. We have so much advantages we have over other people here. But we have to transform this from this ad hoc system to strategy. We have to transform this from a country, from this the comparative advantage we have to transform it to a competitive advantage. So we have to work towards its achieving, and we have a culture of getting somebody appointed to the country to run the country for government, getting government appointed, and the next day onwards we pull the leg of the government and start criticizing the government for not doing. Instead, if we as individuals, we have to do our job first and achieve the objectives set by the government or set by our own objectives. Similarly, everyone will have to work. At this moment, since we are going through a lot of challenges, we have to, under normal circumstances, we work, but here it is not under normal circumstances we are working. This is some absolutely abnormal conditions that we are going through. In such a situations, we have to go beyond the normal call of duty and work towards achieving everyone together. Criticizing each other is not the case. We have to go beyond the normal call of duty and achieve. And we all have to work towards bringing our country to a respected level. For that, once again, I say we all have to work towards achieving it, going beyond the normal call of duty. That's the commitment, dedication, sacrifices that you have to make. That is the commitment you have to have. And we have to work towards achieving it. We can do that, and definitely we have overcome serious challenges, difficult challenges we have achieved, and definitely our country can be a better place than other people think. So we all have to work towards achieving it.
Agreed, sir. Thank you for your time, sir.
You're welcome, Putta. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Have a wonderful day, sir.